What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker right here on the Morning Jam podcast, where we talk about any and everything. Personal, old snaps and claps. It's a dang good day to talk about a few things. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend Crystal Whitaker right here on the Morning Jam podcast. I am so excited to be a part of this talk tonight. It's basically not even an interview for me. I think it's just a conversation that we're going to be having tonight with my super guest, Alton Phillips III. What's up, bro?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you so much for the invite. I am just elated and excited to be a part of this conversation.
I know, right? Like your Facebook page just drew me to the conversation that we're actually having on tonight. So I was like, okay. So I want to be a part of this. And I have not yet been able to come and be a part of the virtual. So I'm definitely going to be a part of that too. So I'm excited about that as well.
No problem. Whenever you have time, we're here. We're here to welcome you in open arms.
Awesome. I'm excited about that. So let the Morning Jam peeps know who Alton Phillips III is and where you're from.
Yeah. So as you already stated, my name is Alton Phillips. I'm the third. I am, in fact, the youngest of 17 on my father's side, and the youngest of 3 on my mother's side. I am here in Dallas, Texas, by way of California. I'm born and raised in California, but Texas is, in fact, my home. This is where we are. This is where we live, and we're not going back to California.
So what part of California are you from?
I'm from the Bay Area. I am
from the Bay.
Straight out the Bay. Yep.
So what made you make the drastic change from Cali to Dallas?
Well, to be honest, I moved to Texas in 2011 with $300 in a suitcase.
Wow.
Moved here, to sleep. I was sleeping on my mom's couch. I was just trying to help her. We had a situation that happened within our family that caused us to move here to Texas, one by one, if you will. And so what really brought me here was really just my family. We were just here to be a help in that particular way.
So are you a close-knit family? Is that what you're saying here?
Oh, yeah. Family is family over everything. Family over everything. I'm a family man. I'm single, but even when I get married, same thing. I believe that the family structure and
Absolutely.
The family dynamic is most important. And I just learned to just be plugged in that particular way.
That's cool. So you said you're the baby of 17. I'm next to the baby of 12. So
so we can kind of relate, we can kind of relate.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
I moved out here to Georgia actually by myself. So
Okay.
I do have a sister that's a few hours away from me, but it's not that connection thing. So I don't see her on a constant basis. Don't communicate with her on a constant basis, but my family is definitely close. So let's talk about,
I'm here. I'm sorry.
All right, there you go. Yeah. So let's talk about the Hype Unplugged that you got going on, the student Bible study. Plug us in on that.
Absolutely. So Hype Unplugged, man, it is a phenomenal virtual space for students. I am the student pastor at my church. And so I've been blessed to serve in that capacity. And I was just being honest, kind of praying for some type of creative space that we could stay plugged in. Right now, our students worldwide, not just at our church, worldwide are really in a space where they're trying to find themselves. They're trying to find their true identity. They're trying to find where they belong, right? And so in that, I just was praying and I was like, you know what? I'm going to gut this room out, gut my office out, and we created something that we feel would be great for our students. And I said, I was going to do a podcast. So I'm like, everybody's doing a podcast. And then boom, the Bible study came to me, Hyped Unplugged. It just kind of unfolded as we went. But to be honest with you, man, this has been just such a great opportunity really to serve this next generation.
That's cool. So how many students do you have in the Bible study at this point?
Actively, we have, man, I'm gonna be honest, our first week we hit almost 200 views.
Oh, wow.
We
That's
hit
awesome.
almost 200 views. And so at our church, we actively have about 20 students, and we're growing. And so we're really trying to, with the help of the Lord, really trying to reach and what I call bloom where you've been planted, right?
Yeah.
Wherever you've been planted, just try to bloom and really make an impact in that particular way.
I like that, bloom where you've been planted. That's just amazing. I like that saying. I'm gonna have to steal it from you.
Oh, it's free. It's free. Yeah,
Cool.
it's free. I actually learned that from my pastor. Like, honestly, just wherever you've been placed, you know what I mean? Just make a difference, bloom, and the rest will follow.
That's cool. So the topic for that I've seen on Facebook has been stolen identity, and that's big amongst the youth today. So tell us what you've been communicating with the students about that.
Yeah, so that's a great question. In 1 Samuel chapter 17, you have Goliath and David. They're getting ready to go to battle. And it's not just Goliath and David, but it's the Philistines and the Israelites. You know, you got two crews getting ready to get it in, right?
Absolutely.
And so out of the Philistines, you have Goliath, and out of the Israelites, you have David. And so how this whole thing came about was when they were all getting ready to they were in battle, but here comes David, right? Here comes David to bring his brothers some food. But all the while, David's like, yo, what's happening right now, right? What's happening? I see there's a battle going on. I'm ready to fight too. And so long in that, Saul has a conversation with David. David says, I really want to fight too. I believe that I can make a difference in this battle, right?
Yeah.
And so when Saul finally came to grips with what David was saying, Saul calls David a boy. And he says, you can't fight. This is not your battle. This is not something you can even contend with. But David said, man, I got receipts. Check me out. I didn't kill the lion. I didn't kill the bear. Like, you could check my resume. Like, although I'm a teenager, I can still fight. I can still get it in, and I want all the smoke, right?
Yeah. Do you need to go ask somebody? Go ask somebody about me.
You got to go ask somebody about me, right? And so, David was hood. Like, in this moment, I feel like David had a hood moment. And more importantly, when David was getting ready to go out to fight, Saul tried to put his armor on David. Saul tried to put his fighting attire, and David says, you know what? I feel what you're trying to do, but this is not my armor. This is not my identity. This is not who I am. Who I am, I have 5 smooth stones and a slingshot. This is all I need. And so that's where we kind of hung our hat, and we got stolen identity from that text, because more often than not, we have people who are waiting for opportunities. They are waiting for positions and titles, right? And they'll do anything, even if it means to take on somebody else's identity. But all the while, everything that you need to kill the Goliath that's in front of you is already in your possession.
Yeah. So have you spoken with the students that you are communicating with now? Like, I have been in your shoes. My identity has been stolen. It has been tampered with, but look where I am now. So what is the response when you tell them that?
Yeah, so really, we've had several conversations with our students, and to be honest, a lot of them are dealing with so many different things.
Yeah.
I often tell people that these teenagers have adult-sized issues. I'll say that again. These teenagers have adult-sized issues. And so it takes that being relatable to them to say, hey, you know what? I've been in your shoes. I've been, in a place where I've been bullied. I've been, tormented by, my peers, if you will.
Yeah,
and
that pressure.
The pressure. Absolutely. And so I had to be transparent in a lot of our sessions. And the thing that I'm learning is that the more that you exude like your relationship with God. And then in addition to your relationship, it is you being transparent to say, yo, I have a relationship with God, but yo, I'm not perfect. I experience and feel the same things you feel. I hurt, I cry, right? I have things that are going on in my mind as well. So to answer your question, it's really about being relatable and letting them know that you are not alone in this space.
Right. Me personally, I have an 18-year-old. And he has dealt with because everything to me, I feel like is so open to our young generation now. There's drugs, there's, like you said, depression, there's everything that's open, the social media, the pressure that they get, or who they have to be better, what crew they have to, be with, what clique they have to be with. It's just a lot of pressure. And then when they deal with that, they pulling from one end to the other, like, okay, I have this friend over here. That's good. I have this friend over here, but he's doing something that seems a little cool. So I'm going to try it too. So I've definitely been, and I have poured into my son ear, like, listen, be
That's
who
good.
you are, because the light that God has placed in, I always speak about that, the light that God has placed in each and every one of us, we can't take that away. Nobody can take that away but God. And when we allow different ones to come in and dim that, or just try and make it, you seem like a bad person, don't ever allow that to happen. Always remember that, listen, you can be a leader, not a follower, and be that great leader, and don't ever depend on other people just to make you who you are.
Absolutely. Crystal, it's funny because this is what I try to tell students, right? And I try to tell them in the most simplistic way. I say, let your influence be the loudest in your circle.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, let your influence be the loudest in your circle, because either you are influencing your peers or they're influencing you. There's nothing in the middle, right? And so with you telling your son that, that's incredible, because at the end of the day, there's this war going on, if you will, with our teenagers, where it's like they'll do anything to go viral. They'll do anything for clout. They'll do anything. I mean, even if it means if it costs their life, I did this because I wanted clout. And the reality of it is that is a identity crisis, right? You mean to tell me that you're willing to risk your life for clout, for followers in a viral video, when the reality of it is, if you walk in your true purpose and identity, you can go viral being yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think a lot of times, like, people lose, even in young people. And what you just mentioned, that happens with adults as well, because 100%. Man, we as adults, we would try and get that recognition, that light put on us. Oh, I'm better than you. And it's not even cool. I'm like, dang, how far are you willing to go? But nobody recognize or even think about the end result of making that choice or that decision of, okay, let me just make this cool video or this cool taping, and not even think about the end result of how bad it's going to make them look, how long it's going to take them to even recover from that. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Right. I agree. I agree with that. And I think that one of the things that I am trying to implement, even in my own life, but more importantly, as we serve, is to build these students as to be leaders, teach them to be leaders, right? We teach them how to be leaders on their campus, in their communities, right? In their families. Think about this, that a 13, 14, or even a 15-year-old, don't look at them as, oh, that's just a teenager. Listen, they don't have next, they have now, period. They will be the next, right, Fortune 500 company leader. There will be the next, right, in their community to be mayors, and the next multimillionaire of whatever the case may be. And so if we don't teach them how to be leaders and understand their true identity, man, this next generation is going to be lost, right? And so we need to raise these young individuals up as to be leaders, and to raise them up to understand their true identity and their purpose.
Right. And a lot of times, that's so awesome that you say that, because a lot of times the students, even adults, they look at their lives as like, oh, my life sucks. I can't even look at my future right now because I'm looking at my right now. I don't see anything better than my right now. And I'm thinking like, man, can you imagine being the governor or the next lawyer or the next, fashion designer or the next, the next great. And I don't think that sometimes they even look at how great they are, that talent and that gift that God has placed in their life. They don't see where it can take them, where they can even go, how far they can even go, and the lives that they would change, even just doing or making that one step to just even go forward in it. So that's crazy. I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 Yeah. And a lot of adults, I'll put myself in it. But more importantly, adults at large are struggling with themselves because we're realizing that some of the things that we learned growing up, some of the things that we were taught, we have to now unlearn some things. We have to, right? And we're in a dispensation that we've never been in before. There's a pandemic, and a lot of people had to face themselves, where you've been secluded and you've been isolated. And like you said, is my life really worth living for? Even when you talk about the suicide rate, like there's so many pieces here that we have to pay attention to. But the reality of it is, I believe that as we move forward, that our true purpose and our true identity, as we look at it, it's like a lot of people are comparing themselves, like, I gotta be like this person, I have to have this and that. And I get it, I understand, but comparison is the biggest robber of your joy. It really
They need to listen to that Jonathan McReynolds song, Comparison Kills.
Man, it does. I'm telling you, it really, really does. It really does, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of times we as human beings, we just feel like, man, that our identity, of course, have been stolen from us. It has been taken away. But what is that step that we make to bring that identity back? And a lot of times people, I mean, even myself, to even think like it's okay to start all over again. It's okay to write things down and look at those affirmations and look at who you are as a person and start all over again. It's okay to be that one to like, okay, it's time for me to go back to the drawing board and look what I can fix and change about who I am, my identity, to make me a better person.
Right. Absolutely. And even if you do have to start over, at least when you start over, you can learn from where you were. You know what I mean? Those lessons that you've learned. Like I stated, I had to move out here from California with $300 in a suitcase. I was literally sitting on a couch, sleeping on a couch. I really just had to start all the way over. But sometimes starting over is a great place for you. It really is. Because if you continue, how many people are living in insanity? They're living in that. It's like, I feel you. I know what it is. Yeah, like you are literally, living in insanity. Like you are expecting something so different, but you have not made the changes. And I tell young people, grown people, I ask this question: are the things you're doing, the choices you're making, the people you hang with, the books you're reading, are those things helping you get to your purpose within the next 2 to 5 years? Are they pushing you? Right? And so if they're not, then you got to go back to the drawing board. And if you're not doing some things, like if you're not doing some things that are going to help you as it relates to push you to where you want to be, man, you gotta switch it up. You gotta switch it up.
Yeah. So what, Alton, have you learned from starting all over again? That $300 and coming back home to your mom's couch. What have you learned from that?
That's a great question. To be honest, I always knew that there was something out there in the world for me to do. I knew it. I discerned it. I felt it. I just couldn't articulate it. Right. I could not articulate it. But I tell people, it's like women, they get pregnant with a baby, but men, we get pregnant with a purpose. Right. weird as it may sound, right? And I knew that I was pregnant with so much purpose and so much light. And when I say that, it's like I'm not finna go out and be the next big thing, but I knew that there was something out there. And when I got to Texas, it was just finding my rhythm. Like once I found my rhythm, I was able to navigate in 9 months of me moving to Texas, relocating. I was a shop owner. I'm a professional barber. And so this guy literally retired from being a barbershop owner and literally gave me this barbershop. Like, yo, I see something in you. I see something that is going to be great, whatever. And here it is, man. I want to give you this barbershop. So I went from being a booth renter to a shop owner.
Owning the shop. Wow. Congratulations. That's so awesome. I love that.
Thank you so much. So what did I learn? I learned that you just have to, for me, I learned to not get so ahead of yourself, not try to do all of these different things to make your life great and to make your life the next whatever, because we have a lot of that. We have, I got to be the next big thing. And I'm telling you that if you humble yourself, like the Bible says, God in his time, he'll exalt you. Like he'll raise you up, like he'll place you in rooms and in connections. I have so many testimonies, Crystal, that I can just talk about, but to just let you know that there is a thing called being in the right place at the right time. And that's what we've learned.
Oh, that's so true. Alton, I'm gonna tell you this, like, man. Okay, so I left my family in Arkansas. I moved here by myself. And I was like, okay, God, this is something that I'm used to being with my family. I'm used to being this. I'm like, I can throw a rock and hit in my sister's backyard where I am at. I can walk around the corner. I can drive a few miles down the road and be at my mom. And that's what I was so used to doing. But listen, I got to where I was like, oh, I'm so smothered. I know that there's something so much better for me out here. Like you were saying, we got to move. We got to grow. We got to be planted. We got to go out and like help. I mean, for me, I felt like, okay, I need to move in order for me to grow. In order for that light to shine on me, I need to move. And I was like stagnated there. I was like, okay, what am I missing? What am I? So that's what I have learned. I need to move in order for me to understand who I am as a woman, who I am as a woman of God, who I am as a person, what I need to leave, what I need to let go, what I need to grasp to. And I need to learn what my identity was as Crystal. And it was just an amazing experience. I've only been here since September of last year.
Wow.
So
okay.
It's really great. I mean, the move has been one of the best.
Yeah.
It's been hard. It's been so hard.
I get it. I promise you I get it.
I'm telling you that.
But you said it though. You said it though. One of the things that you said that I like is you have to let it go. And I think as adults, especially, that is probably one of the hardest things, is to let go of the familiar, right? To let go of the very thing that you've been accustomed to. You've been, you know what I mean? Like you've just been like so drawn to for all these years. And that, for me, even when I think about myself, is that for years I held on to things that was detrimental to my future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Holding on to things that were detrimental to my future. So sometimes relocating, it's not for everybody, but relocating is for people who like, you know what? I know I need to get out. I know that there's something that I feel and I need to go to another place so I can regroup and start all the way over. For real.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you even, I know that have you spoken with your students about that spiritual identity, how not only how the peers of their social life and the friends that they have, but how the enemy can come in and steal and try, because that's our number one hater is Satan himself. He tries to come in and destroy and tear down and make us think, hey, who are we? Whose are we? And have that been a topic for you to even mention to them?
Yeah. So one of the things that we mentioned is the devil knows his assignment. His assignment
Oh
is to
yeah.
steal, kill, and to destroy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's his assignment. But then
Yeah.
I often talk to them about that their purpose. See, when you speak to a student, a young adult, and then those that are in the regular congregation, when you speak to their purpose, that's why the Bible says, speak those things that are not as though they were. When you speak to that purpose, right, it's something that is
Yeah.
illuminating, something that's being birthed. And so we've had conversations where we're like, listen, your purpose is so much bigger than what you're trying to wrestle with, as far as what your peers are saying. Now, I
Right.
get
Yeah.
it. A lot of our students, not again, when I say students, I'm more so saying students at large as well, right? But in particular to your question, is that a lot of students are having these mental battles. And with their walk and their relationship with God, it has to be something that we teach,
Yeah.
because if they don't understand that they can have a relationship with God, the enemy will beat them up every single
Mm-hmm.
time. Every single time they will wrestle with these thoughts and not understand that they have a savior. They have somebody God is not mad at them. God is madly in love with them, right? And
Yeah.
so when God,
Absolutely.
he's madly in love with them, and he wants to develop and to cultivate this relationship that's going to, in fact, allow them to navigate through life on their level. So yes, we're teaching salvation. We're not teaching, all this other. Listen, God just wants a relationship. I think we have overcomplicated the very essence of who God is and what he desires. And all at the end of the day, he wants a genuine, healthy, authentic relationship, not
Yeah.
just with adults, but with students as well.
Yeah. I think most times we forget what God can bring to the table and what kind of power he does have.
Come on. I love it. I love
For
it.
me, I at one point in time, let me tell you, I was like, God, because I'm always talking to God like he's right beside me and he's not afraid. I
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
that's what I was taught. My mom is the pastor, and she was like,
Okay.
okay, you talk to God like you know it, like you know him, you know him, but talk to him
Right.
like you really know him. He's your father, like for real. He's the creator.
100%. Yes.
And I'll be like, God, I come with him straight out, and I'll be like, God,
I get you.
I done
I
messed
get you.
up again.
Yeah.
I done did
Yeah.
this again, even when I
Yeah.
promised that it wasn't
Yeah.
going to happen. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on, I need this spiritual man to
Mhm.
take over this
Mhm.
natural. Oh my goodness. I can
Yeah.
think sometimes like my natural man be like, come on, you can do this, Crystal. You can
Yeah.
do this. It'll be like scratching on you, like right here in your
Right.
ear. And then
Right.
knowing that the spirit man over here on the other side, like, girl, quit playing. Quit playing. Don't play with yourself like that. Remember
Yeah.
what you said. Remember what you promised.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, but this sounds so good. A lot of times we as Christians, we tend to let that natural get in the way and take control of what we really need in our life, what we really need. And a lot of times we head toward what we want in life and forget about what we need. That road,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
pick the longest one in the hard one, end up with bruises and scars and be like, how did that
Yeah.
happen? Where did that come
Absolutely.
from?
Absolutely. I once was there too, and I've been having a lot of conversations. This is why it's near and dear to my heart. I've been having a lot of conversations with just people that I'm connected to, some of my peers, close friends, and I realized that some things that I personally have been doing, I've been doing them the wrong way. I've
Yeah.
been having the wrong mentality. I've been having the wrong framework behind it. And you mentioned it. You mentioned that you made these promises and all of this. And, even in church, they talk about sin. And I grew up where it's like sin, you're wrong. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Right. But
Me too.
it's like straight holiness church. And I get it. I love my foundation. But
Yeah.
one thing that I recently realized is that we don't have a sin issue. We have a relationship issue. I'll say that again. We don't have a sin issue. We have a relationship issue. Like we know we came out the moon sinners, if you will, right?
Yeah.
But when you think about a relationship, listen, that's why in my prayer time, I say, Lord, teach me how to, in fact, have a authentic, healthy, organic relationship with you.
Yes.
Because if I'm building a relationship with this person, right? I don't want to fail them. I don't want, especially if I'm in love with them, right? If I'm in
Right.
love with this person and I understand the very essence, the very heartbeat of who they are, right? I don't want to fail them, right? So
Yeah.
yes, that has been like the premise for me at this point, that I'm a sin. But I want to build such a healthy and authentic relationship with God, which is what we're teaching our students, that when you do that on your level, yo, everything else, man, you Gucci for real.
We all do.
Promise you. Yeah, you
I
know what I
love
mean?
that, man.
Yeah.
You have laid something here in my heart, Alton.
Wow.
Like it's
Wow.
just amazing just to hear you even speak and communicate right now with me and have this
Wow.
conversation. It's been amazing. It's been so such a blessing, and I can talk to you for hours. And we can talk about
Right.
what God has and what He
Right.
will and what He has done and what He
Right.
will do. But
Mhm.
it's really up to the individual to listen and take hold and grab and run with it and plant it into their soul and just
100%.
really like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to be. This is my identity. I don't want it stolen. I
Yes.
don't want it taken away. I want it to
Yes.
where it will help and grow and be planted and be watered and be fed and just really
Yeah.
it's right now, you know how they used to say, oh, this is not the milk season. This is time for the meat. And this is where
Yes.
you have placed where that meat has been right here tonight, been
Yes.
speaking to me and been feeding me. So
Wow.
go ahead. I know you was going to say something.
Nah, that's good. That's good. That's good. I think that when you talk about the meat, that's for all of us. Like for so long, we've been trying to grow and to mature on milk, and we cannot do it. We cannot do it. We literally have to go to a different place, even in our lives as entrepreneurs, right? As those that work in corporate America. Like, don't just settle for the bare minimum. Right? You got to get anchored into a deeper level, because the level that we are on right now is good. It is great. But at this point, you've already gotten what you needed to get at this level. Right? There's so much more to it. So when we're trying to grow and to get to a place that we're supposed to be, you got to level up your thinking. You got to level up who you hang with. Some people you do have to let go. Some people you do. And here's the thing, you're not shifting in terms of you're never talking to them again, but there's some people are drawing. I feel that too. I feel that right now, that some of the people that are viewing are allowing people, or that even going to watch this replay. You are allowing people to draw and sap you of the very essence of who you are. And you can no longer give all of you to people that cannot add value to the purpose and the destiny, even the place that you are in. And so I'm challenging not just young people, not just entrepreneurs, because I'm an entrepreneur as well, or those that work in corporate America, but I'm challenging you to build up your faith, build up your mindset, and level up where you are, because where you are, there's so much more where God wants to take you. So this level is already mastered. It's time to go even to another level, and don't allow those people that are around you to draw so much strength from you that you are depleted and you have nothing to offer your next level.
That's so good. I love that too. That next level, because, even in my faith, I always tell people, you know what? I got that crazy faith. I got that crazy. And it's the time that we really, they'll be like, what is really crazy faith? It's crazy. It's that crazy faith to believe that mountains are going to be moved.
Right,
and in that dark place, I can still climb my way out of that. In that light place, I can still motivate and move and create and be better as a woman of God, as a young man of God, as a young boy and young girl. Listen, you have to have that crazy faith at this time, because it is like in the need. It is in the now that we need to have it, and we really need to use it too, because we can have that faith and don't use it and set aside. Be like, okay, I got faith, I got that crazy faith, but what are you doing to use it? Absolutely. I'm using my crazy faith and keeping that identity, recognizing the signs,
absolutely,
protecting. That's the most important, protecting that.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been amazing. It's been great. I know you have the personality and the type of energy and vibe that we can
Thank you.
bounce back and forth. I'm just honored to be a part of this amazing conversation. And I
Yeah.
just know that even though we're in a season of uncertainty, I just believe that there's some things that's going to happen that has never happened in a good way in our lives. And if we can just rock with this, don't lose your identity. Like, don't lose yourself in a season of uncertainty, right? This is really
Yes.
like a time where we all can really level up, like I said. And I'm just, again, thankful and excited about this opportunity to share, to serve. And yo, man, I'm ready to come back whenever you have me.
Absolutely. So, hey, Alton, let me know right now, and let all of us know right here on the Morning Jam. What are you wanting the young people to get out of the Hype Unplugged student Bible study?
Hyped Unplugged, we really, like I said, we take 30 minutes to unplug so that we can plug back in. So we want to charge them with the word of the Lord. We want to charge them with just, principles of life, and allow them to be able, right, to navigate life with principles and biblical principles and foundations on their level. So that way, when they matriculate and go to their senior year and going into college, that they'll have a foundation. We know that there's going to be things that's going to challenge them, but if we can allow them to unplug, get fed up with the word, or full of the word, full of the word, I believe that when they plug back in, they'll be ready to go, and they'll be charged to do what God has called them to do.
Awesome. Awesome. We so appreciate you right here on the Morning Jam with your sister, your friend, Crystal Whitaker. Alton, let the people know where they can reach you, where they can connect with the Hype Unplugged, and where they can, if they want to tune in, Facebook Live, wherever they can connect with you. Let them know.
Man, just do this. Just follow me on Instagram. I am _Alton Phillips, and all the information will be on my page on Instagram, Alton Phillips on Facebook. I'd love to do live with you on social media. And yeah, that's how you can stay plugged in with everything that we got going on.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So you guys right here with your sister and your friend Crystal Whitaker on the Morning Jam podcast. Y'all better get that hypeness and get unplugged so you can recharge right here. I'm so excited to have the super guest, Alton Phillips III.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys right here with your sister and your friend. We out of here. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this podcast, tune in each week on thinkingoutloudnetwork.com. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with your friends and family. Until next time, peace.